What is going on, guys? Stefan, S&E's Garage. Today is the day. The Lexus and the Mustang are going to go head to head on a dyno jet dyno. So right now at Far From Dead Motorsports, there is a dyno day going on. We talked about it a little earlier this week in the channel, and today we are going to be taking these cars down there. We're going to be leaving in about 10 minutes. So I just figured I'd pull both the cars out, start them up, and let's take some bets here. We got 5 liters V8 of Japanese horsepower, 5 liters of V8 American horsepower. What do you guys think is going to win? Who's going to make more power? I'm putting my money on the Lexus because I'm a Japanese guy, but let's go ahead. Let's shoot over to Far From Dead Motorsports and let's get these things on the rollers. Now, if you didn't see my last video on this showdown that we're going to be doing between the two cars, I did just want to let you know that we are making this as fair as possible. Both vehicles are running the same amount of fuel. They're both running 93 octane from Costco. They both have just about the same modifications, you know, cold air intake, catback exhaust. That's really it. Otherwise, they are both pretty much stock. Again, what are you thinking, Richie?
445.
445 is what we're going with.
I like it.
This is Richie. He owns this place.
Welcome to Far From Dead.
Far From Dead.
Where's your YouTube for?
It's under the dash somewhere. And he's got the fuel line over here. We made on that last pull 385 horsepower and 341 foot-pounds. Not bad for a stock family sedan. That last pull was our best pull yet. 387 horsepower, 347 foot-pounds.
I need that.
The Mustang made 352 horsepower and 350 foot-pounds on its first run, and 357, 337 on the second. Not bad numbers at all, and that torque curve looks nice. So our last and best pull was 359, 343 with the Mustang. We got some dyno graphs to go over, so let's get back in the cars. Let's head back home and let's compare some numbers. All right, guys, so as you saw, we did several pulls with both cars, and the Lexus was the winner. Thank God. I never would have heard the end of it. So we did a couple of different gears, and we were actually having a problem with the Lexus because 1-to-1 is 6th gear, and we were actually hitting the speed limiter at 170 miles an hour before the engine could tach out, so we had to bring it down into 5th. So here's what we're looking at with the Lexus. We did 3 pulls, and the second and third pull were in, 5th gear, while the first was in 6th. So we did 381, 385, and 387 horsepower, and then 351, 341, and 347 foot-pounds of torque. And if you look, the car is very consistent. The graphs were the same literally each time, but you can see here on the blue graph here where it dropped off at right around 6,500 RPM because, like I said, we were hitting the speed limiter. And we played around with the Mustang a little bit. We did a couple in 3rd gear and a couple in 4th, and we were tacking out right at about, looks like right about 6,800 RPM, which should be right where the rev limiter is. And this car did not disappoint. It actually made quite a bit more than I was expecting, and the Lexus made a little bit less than I was expecting, but we are on a Dynojet dyno, and they do read a little low. So the Mustang did 352, 357, and 359 for horsepower, and then 350, 337, and 343. The 350 foot-pounds of torque was done in 3rd gear, and the others were in 4th. So it lost a little bit of torque by going into, closer to a 1-to-1 ratio. But if we put these two graphs next to each other and compare them, they are so close that it's actually a little bit scary just how close these graphs are. They did give me a comparison graph, but it wasn't a fair comparison because the pull that they gave me with the Mustang was in 3rd, whereas the Lexus was in its 5th, which is a lot closer to 1-to-1 than 3rd is with the Mustang. So if we just look here at 2,500 RPM and 2,500 RPM here, the Lexus kind of looks like it's got a little bit more horsepower down low, and the Mustang up top wants to keep going. Realistically, you could rev the Mustang quite a bit higher than what it is, and it would continue to make power, whereas the Lexus right at around 6,250, you can see it start to kind of fall off. So yes, the Lexus did win, but you can also see just how similar both the torque and the horsepower curves are between the two engines. And you can see that the Coyote may be the better flowing engine, meaning the cylinder heads, they probably flow a little bit better because up top, it's not falling off like the Lexus does. But they both are completely awesome cars to drive. They both drive very similarly because their horsepower numbers are so similar. And now we have baseline numbers for both cars, so that when we do decide to do some real modifications to them, bring them back right to that same dyno, run them again, and see what kind of power we made. And it is worth mentioning that this was an 85-degree humid day. If we were in the winter and it was, you know, 30, 40 degrees out, these cars both would have made substantially more. So if this video interested you, please like, share, and subscribe. Who doesn't like seeing, you know, V8 sports cars and sports sedans on the dyno screaming at, you know, 7,000 RPM? I know it's one of my favorite things in the world. So please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.